Batal Pachchisi beginning story. Betal Pachiza, it's a very old matter. A king named Gandharvasan used to rule in the city of Dara. He had 4 queens. He had 6 sons who were all very smart and strong. Incidentally, one day the king died and in his place his eldest son Shank sat on the throne. He ruled for a few days, but the younger brother Vikram killed him and himself became the king. His kingdom grew day by day. And he became the king of all Jambudweep. One day it came to his mind that he should go for a walk and see the countries whose names he had heard. So, handing over the throne to his younger brother Bhartrahari, he left the kingdom as a yogi. A Brahmin was meditating in that city. One day the deity was pleased and gave him a fruit and said that whoever eats it, he will become immortal. The Brahmin brought that fruit and gave it to his wife and also told about the deity. The Brahmin said, "What shall we do when we become immortal? We will keep on begging. It is better to die. You take this fruit and give it to the king and get some money in return." Hearing this, the Brahmin took the fruit and went to King Bhartrahari and narrated the whole situation. Bhartrahari took the fruit and sent the Brahmin away with 1 lakh rupees. Bhartrahari loved one of his queens very much. He went to the palace and gave that fruit to him. The queen's friendship was with the city Kotwal. He gave that fruit to the policeman. Inspector used to go to a prostitute. He gave that fruit to that prostitute. The prostitute thought that the king should eat this fruit. She took it to King Bhartrahari and gave it to him. Bhartrahari gave him a lot of money, but when he saw the fruit he recognized it. He was badly hurt, but he didn't say anything to anyone. He went to the palace and asked the queen, "What did you do with that fruit?" The queen said, "I ate it." The king took out that fruit and showed it. The queen was terrified and told the whole thing truthfully. When Bhartrahari inquired, he knew the whole thing very well. He became very sad. He thought, this world is an illusion. No belongs to us in it. He came out with the fruit, washed it and ate it himself. Then leaving the palace, disguised as a yogi, went to the forest to do penance. Vikram's throne became deserted when Bhartrahari went to the forest. When King Indra got this news, he sent a god to guard the city of Dara. He stayed there night and day. When Vikram came to know about Bhartrahari leaving the palace and going to the forest, he returned to his country. It was midnight. When he started entering the city, God stopped him. The king said, "I am Vikram. This is my secret. Who were you to stop?" Dev said, "I have been sent by King Indra to guard this city. If you are the true King Vikram, then come, fight me first." There was a fight between them. The king overtook Dev in a short while. Then the god said, "O king, you defeated me. I give you the gift of life." After this Dev said, "Rajan, you 3 men were born in a city in a constellation. You were born in the house of a king, the second is a Teli and the third is a potter. You rule here." Teli used to rule the underworld. After practicing yoga, the potter killed Teli and became a vampire in the crematorium and hanged him from the Cirrus tree. He is now trying to kill you. Beware of him. Saying this, Dev left and the king came to the palace. The return of the king made everyone very glad. The city celebrated joyful moments. The king started to rule again. It is a matter of one day that a yogi named Shantashal came to the king in the court and went away after giving him a fruit. The king feared that the man whom Dev had told was not the same. Thinking that he did not eat the fruit, gave it to the steward. Yogi used to come and give a fruit to the king. Incidentally, one day the king had gone to see his stables. Yogi reached there and handed over the fruit to the king. When the king tossed it, he fell on the ground leaving his hand. At the same time a monkey jumped up and picked it up and broke it. A red one came out of it, whose glow dazzled everyone's eyes. The king was astonished. He asked the yogi, "Why do you give me this red every day?" Yogi replied, "Your Majesty, king, guru, astrologer, Vaidya and daughter should never go to their house empty-handed." The king called the steward and ordered all the fruits behind. When broken, each one turned red. The king was very happy to see so much red. He called the jeweler and asked their value. The jeweler said, "Sir, these reds are so precious that they cannot be valued even in crores of rupees. Each red is equal to 1 state." Hearing this, the king took Yogi's hand and took him to the throne. Said, Yogiraj, the bad things you have heard are not said in front of others. The king took him in private. Going there, the yogi said, Your Majesty, the thing is that I am proving a mantra in Masan on the banks of river Godavari. When it is accomplished, my wish will be fulfilled. If you stay with me one night, then the mantra will be proved. One day and night, you come to me alone with arms tied. The king said, It's good. After this, the yogi went to his math after telling the day and time. When that day came, the king reached there all alone. Yogi was sitting beside him. Sitting for a while, the king asked, Your Majesty, what is the order for me? The yogi said, Rajan, a dead body hangs on a cirrus tree in Masan, at a distance of 2 kos from here in the south direction. Bring him to me, till then I worship here. Hearing this, the king moved away. It was a very horrible night. There was darkness all around. It was raining. Ghosts were making noise. Snakes used to come and wrap their feet. But the king kept on moving forward courageously. When he reaches Masan, he sees that lions are roaring, elephants are roaring, ghosts are killing men. The king went on fearlessly and reached near the cirrus tree. The tree was burning with fire from root to flower. The king thought, Ho no ho, this is the same yogi whom God had spoken about. A corpse tied with the rope was hanging on the tree. The king climbed the tree and cut the rope with his sword. The dead fell down and roared and wept. The king came down and asked, Who are you? The king said so much that the dead laughed with laughter. The king was astonished. Then the dead hung on the tree. The king climbed up again and cut the rope, pressed on the side of the dead, came down. Said, Tell me, who are you? The dead remained silent. Then the king tied her in a sheet and took her to the yogi. On the way, the dead man said, I am helpless. Who are you and where are you taking me? The king said, My name is Vikram. I'm the king of Dara Nagri. I am taking you to Yogi. Batal said, I will go on one condition. If you speak on the way, I will come back and hang on the tree. The king believed whatsoever was said by him. Then Batal said, Wise, wise and wise, their days are spent in good things, while the days of fools are in discord and sleep. It would be better if our path passes in the discussion of good things. I am telling you a story. Take it, listen.